What if I told you that one simple change is all you need on how you perceive yourself as a person could transform your lifestyle and your mental all just by saying no? Hey everyone, it's spinkadoll and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the key concepts of setting boundaries. So let's hop into the video. First is that it builds self-respect. When you know what you tolerate and what you don't, people will know how you often see things as, and they will respect you for you. They wouldn't try to walk all over you. When you do not have self-boundaries, your life is unorganized in your head. You don't know what you want. And so people will often walk all over you and you would just let them because you don't have any boundaries on how you would often deal things with. Say you're in a relationship and they do something you don't like, but you don't have any boundaries. You're gonna let it happen because you don't even have any respect for yourself. But if you do have self respect, you will tell them that you do not want to do that because you know what you like and what you don't. So, setting those boundaries are very important because it can prevent a lot of people from controlling you. So, when you have those boundaries, you can kind of like control your life in a better manner than other people doing it for you. Because letting people walk over you is really easy and a lot of people don't see that. And when you keep getting that cycle into their head, they're going to think they can just control everything you got going on, and you're just going to let it happen, and you're going to have this feeling of anxiety and discomfort and like how you see yourself. So doing that sees raises people in a higher understanding of your self-respect and your control. Second is that it improves in relationships. When you hop into a relationship, there's certain things you're looking for. Or that's if you have boundaries. You know what you're looking for. You're looking for personality. You could be like people look for different things. But if you don't have what you know and what you would tolerate, then you wouldn't know the right relationship to get in. When you're getting in relationships, they have to know what you want and have respect for you. So when you have those boundaries on what they can and cannot do, that will make them understand you more. And if they don't tolerate that, then that's when boundaries come in and you cut them off. Because you cannot let anyone walk over you. And I say this in this video a lot because that's mainly about what it is. Like, do not let anybody walk over you. So when you're in a relationship, make sure that you're having boundaries for what you would like and how you would see yourself as. Like, is this the man you want to be with? Is this the girl you want to be with? Like, you really have to know, because that's an important part in keeping a relationship also. Because it's not no random couple. For the people that's been married for years, do you think there's just like, oh, let's hop in this relationship? Like, each successful relationship has boundaries because they know what they like and they understand. It gives a better understanding of the person you are, and that's how a lot of good relationships last, whether it's friendships, couples, anything. So when you do that, like, they already know how you are and they could see you as a better person and it would be all fine. So that's why it really improves relationships. So know what you want. Third is that it empowers you to say no without feeling guilty. When you're having these standards, you would like first you would care and then you would stop caring because you know that's what you respect. That's how you are as a person. You can't change anything because you have that high standard of self-worth, self-respect, everything. So when you have all those key factors that I just mentioned last, then you wouldn't feel guilty without saying no. And when you do not have those standards, like, you would feel guilty, you'll feel bad, but you just have to understand that's the person you are, and you're not gonna let anyone treat you the way you don't want to be treated. Because I remember when I would let, I would feel bad for saying no and letting people like feeling bad for something I know what was wrong. So, but when I found out those key factors in me and I was more, how do I say this? Like, I knew my self-worth. I didn't feel guilty about saying no because I know what I would respect. If you want someone that's a man of God, if you want someone that perceives your time in something, then you would not feel guilty about saying that because you know they're not reaching those factors in your life. So what's the point of even giving time to them? So it wouldn't hurt to say no. And they have to understand that everybody has an understanding of something in life. If you're getting arrested for a crime, you know that's what you did, so you have to understand that. And when someone's getting rejected about something they did, it's always the actions that come in and the outcome of it. So if you know that they're reaching the, like, if they're doing something, the outcome is always going to be that, and they just have to understand that. So having an understanding is really important because literally everything has an outcome of something, of an action. Everything has an outcome of an action. So make their actions and the outcome something that is your self-worth, if that makes sense. Like, they have to understand they did that, and that's just how it is because they're understanding your self-worth. So learn how to say no and do not feel guilty. I promise you, it's not as big as it seems. Fourth is that it prevents you from being controlled. I've said this a lot of previous times, but it's like really important because when you're not setting these boundaries, how is anyone going to know what you like? So they're eventually going to say, "Oh, she doesn't know that I'm gonna control her, manipulate, whatever." You're letting people walk on you, and that's on you because you're not having these boundaries. So that's why people is controlling you, and you're just feeling stuck and not knowing what to do. So when you are dealing from some like with dealing with this, and you don't have no boundaries for yourself on anything, people are eventually going to take advantage of that because that's the thing about people. People take advantage of a lot of things, and you can't change it because that's just how they are. But they're going to take advantage of you, and they're going to get these processes through your head, and you're just going to let it happen, like I said, because that's what happens when you do not have these. But when you do have boundaries, you don't let people control you, and that's when you dip and leave. Like, that's the thing about having boundaries. Like, people will really know how you are and they will not control you because they know your self-worth. Like, self-worth is all about boundaries, I promise you, because you know what you're worth. Your boundaries are gonna tolerate who you are, and it will really bring out the person you are. So it will stop people from controlling you. Fifth is you make better decisions. When you know your limits, you wouldn't waste your time. It's like it reduces your time of searching for something, and they're not valuing your limits. So when you know your limits, it will play a big part in how people treat you, how people would tolerate your level, and it will really play a big part, and you will have more confidence in what you're looking for, whether it's a person, whether it's how people's actions are to you. That will really play a big part in doing that because you know what you want. They're going to either have to accept it or not accept it, and your boundaries to kick into that, and that's when someone will walk out your life, and they will have to understand why they did that because they have a different mindset as you. But when you have that mindset of yourself, you're more you're more organized in your head. You feel more better. It will release stress, and because when you don't have those boundaries, you have stress and you don't make a good decision. You could be overwhelmed and you will make that bad decision. So make sure you have that good mindset in making those good decisions. Six is it makes you more independent. When you do not know what you want, you're you may often be going to your friends and this, but when you know what you want, I promise you, you will make your own decisions, and knowing how to tolerate something. Because I guarantee you, there's been a situation you were often stuck on and not knowing what to do. Oh, should I let him do this? Oh, should I let her do this? Literally, they had to make the decision for you, and so you're just running through those ideas they're giving you. You're mixing them up, and it's making it something harder than it needs to be. When you know what you want, you do not need nobody to freaking go say give their opinion about something. I mean, it's okay to get opinions, but like it's more better if you really know what you want and you do not need nobody's opinion on the things you would tolerate. So having those key factors in your life is a really big part, because I promise you, you would not need to go to as many people as you would like getting their opinions. So it's okay to get people's opinions, but like it's more organized to like do it yourself, you know? Like you know what you want, so you're going to of course do this. So that's really a big part. And lastly, it improves communication. When you have limits on you, you would feel more comfortable about opening up and your honest opinion about something. And it will prevent difficult conversations. When you have your limits, of course, you're going to tell somebody, you're going to communicate with them on what you stand for and what you would tolerate. And if you don't, how is anyone going to know how you are? So that's why you need to improve in how you see yourself as, so you can tell other people, because people will often respect you, and it will increase your relation, like it will build a better bond on how they see you, so they would know what to do next time and setting your limits, so they will really understand you as a person. Because when people do not have those boundaries and how you respect things, they would not know how you are, so they're going to walk over you, like I keep saying, but they will really walk over you. So that's why have those boundaries and people will respect you more. And don't be afraid to communicate, because that's how people will know how you are and what you will tolerate. Okay guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, my Instagram DMs are always open if you need any advice, and feel free to comment any video ideas for advice you guys would need. And remember, your mind is the key to your future. Bye guys.